Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the review. This time the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Sector. Now we've already gotten Cyrax and we've gotten Smoke, and now it's time to finally get Sector to finish off our 3 Cyber Ninjas. So let's get started. This was actually really cool because we saw them for a while ago and he's actually the last one to release. So it's finally cool to have this guy. If you've already seen the previous 2 videos, you already know what you're getting into articulation wise. So I'll try to just breeze over that, and then we're going to talk about what he comes with that's separate and different from the other guys. So let's do that. First off, I want to start by saying I love this candy red paint. I'm glad it still stayed candy red. It's one of those things where I ended up enjoying this color a lot. Red is my favorite color. So mine's a prototype. So it's not the final product. So my red is a little dull here on this. But it doesn't bother me at all because it still looks really fantastic. And, I'm still going to get another one. I'm going to buy it when it releases. So let's talk about that articulation. I'm actually counting this articulation because these actually can move. So if you want to make these look wild and crazy, you can actually rotate them in their upper socket just like you can with Cyrax and Smoke. As far as our head articulation goes, we can go up, we can go down, we can tilt left and right, we can go a little further down. And this one is actually made on a new body that doesn't follow the older soft plastic chest that actually moves around. But the armor is movable on the outside, so keep that in mind. We actually have a nice little look here. There we go, looking good. Then we actually have a nice butterfly joint that rotates left and right, and you can actually rotate it around in 360-degree motion. Then we can lift our arms up with no problem, actually really nicely. And we can go all the way around. The shoulder armor will get in the way, but you can slightly move the arm to rotate all the way around. So there's only a minor hindrance there. There is bicep swivel. We have our double jointed, so you can flex real nice and easy. We have our rotating joint that goes back and forth, twists around, and goes up and down. So you actually have a lot of range, the standard range actually, which is the new thing. Then we have for our upper torso articulation, we can go on the upper torso itself, you can go left, you can go right, you can go backwards, only a little bit. You can go forwards. Now when you go forward, that chest armor is going to get in the way, and that's what you have the lower ab crunch for. That actually helps you go much deeper and much further forward. Same for going backwards. It allows you to get all your real good articulation that you get on these Cyber Ninjas right there. As far as our leg articulation goes, we can go all the way out with 0 issues. So you can hit the Ling Kuei. That's what I call a high jump kick for the ninjas. So you can hit these with no problem. And they actually balance pretty well for the most part. I have not distributed his weight evenly, but then just like that, magically, I got him to hold up. So if you want to uppercut kick a dude, it's totally possible with these guys. You can go forwards. And you can bend the leg to be double jointed, as you can see here. So running poses will definitely look more natural with these guys. You can fold out as well too. You get your generous ankle pivot that rotates all the way around with no issues, goes forwards and goes backwards. So none of those things should be a problem for any of the Cyber Ninjas, now including Sector. So getting this guy posed up should be very, very easy. Because not even his front flaps or anything like that will get in the way. And as you can see here, if you want to, let me see how I can get this guy posed in a way. Yep, there he is. So yeah, not even a problem at all. So let's leave him like that. And we're going to talk about the accessories that he comes with. So we get our open action hands, which look very nice. These are standard. His are actually painted a little brighter on mines on these guys. So his might be a tad bit lighter in the case of the other ninjas, so keep that in mind. You have your open palms. Get 2 of each. Then we have our similar action palms, and these are for the martial arts poses because the index and the middle finger are a little bit more forward stationed than the others, and these 2 are together. So these are definitely the martial arts hands, or the martial arts posed hands. Next up, you get Sector's missile effect. So you get the cool missile. And it starts off in this way with the flame explosion, or the flame FX that you get on the back of the missile, right? So just like with the previous ninjas, what it is that you can actually have an accurate description of his move where he shoots a missile from his chest. Because Sector was kind of crazy. He just didn't care about shooting a whole missile at a dude from his chest. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that kind of commitment. His chest actually opens up, and you'll see the opening here with the wires in the circuitry. there's going to be a little opening there. Now for that, now you also get a nice cool smoke effects. What you do is you just actually remove the flame explosion effect or flame effects. So I'm trying to get used to saying FX. And you see it plugs right in. And then you can plug it into the chest, make sure it lines up with the grooves. And voila. Now you are shooting missiles from your chest. You can aim it downward a little bit to make it look a little bit more realistic. But let's say you were fighting somebody like Goro, you definitely want to aim for the upper torso. So you aim up. And voila. You actually get this really dope effect that shoots from the chest. Now, one quick thing I want to say is, if you have Smoke or Cyrax, and you want to know whether or not it fits on these guys too, the answer is yes, and I'll show you very quickly. So in case you wanted to do it with these guys too, it should not be an issue. It should fit right on. So I just wanted to show that right away. Right? Sector does not come with any bombs. He just comes with his missile effect. But you do get actually his Fatality, which is pretty dope. Now for that, I don't know why I did it, because now I have to open up the chest again. But you open the chest back up, right? For the Fatality, it's going to come in pieces, which I'm going to show you right now. You'll get these two pieces. You'll get this very long piece here, which actually can't fit completely on the screen vertically. So we'll do it horizontally, right? And you get the extension port. So first things you do is for the longer piece, which is, I want to say very quickly that this was a nice touch to add the coated blood to make it look like he does not clean it often, even though it folds into his body miraculously, which is pretty nice. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm really tired, but I'm trying to get through this. So you're actually going to remove this top piece, which actually has a blood splatter on the top as well. I really like that nice touch. You're going to take the piece here. You're going to align it with the bottom part. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, this is how you'll be able to tell the top. At the top, it'll have a nice groove here. You see it lines up like a T, while the bottom itself will not have that. So you're going to start all the way from the bottom and slide up. And there's matching grooves as to where you want to put it. And I'm going to go with the middle. So it lines up in the middle. And as you can see, it holds for the most part, right? Then you're going to line the one at the bottom, line it right up. So that way it lines up completely. There we go. Lines up. Then we're going to line up the top as well. Voila. So now we have the Fatality. Now what you do is you plug it into his chest. And depending on how you want to go about this, right? You can actually have it line up with the floor. You can actually have it rotate, which is also pretty cool. I like the fact that it can rotate a little. So I'm going to have it line up a little on the floor, but I'm going to rotate it back, right? And the reason why that is because you can actually extend these as well. So when you're scooping up your person who's about to get, murdered, you can see it opens right up to this. Pretty cool stuff. I like that the Fatality was included. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off so I can leave Sector in the background for a second. And I'm going to talk about the extra little feature here. Now, it's not just that you can pose these guys in it. You can actually wiggle this up so you can actually do the crushing motion as you slowly wiggle it up. And the reason why I say wiggle, because if you just try to push it with excessive force, you will break it. But as you can see here, I'm slowly wiggling it up. And it only does it for one side. That's why I said the top has a T. You can't go over that T because that groove stops it. So you have to keep that in mind. Oop. Tried to catch your dog, sorry. So you could do the closing in motion. As I try to sit here and capture it on camera, but I can't vertically. So this is actually pretty dope. What I am going to do is I'm going to wiggle it back down, which is going to take a while. I'm not going to use too much force. But yeah, Sector is dope. And if you like the Cyber Ninjas already, these finishing him will add a nice bit of collection, especially now that Sub-Zero was announced. So we're pretty sure we know what we're getting into as we're moving into the next generation of Mortal Kombat people. Hopefully we start get more human characters. But I'm pretty sure this license itself will go pretty far. I have a lot of faith in it. So it's doing pretty well. Now, next up, we're going to jump into the size comparison. So I'm going to get this guy standing up as well as possible. Or at least good enough. I want him to look good too, so that's the other thing. So let's stand you right there. Let's focus on you. And first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to compare him to Smoke and Cyrax. So you can see what's going down with that. See how these guys look all together. Ooh. Here we go with Smoke. Now let's pull Cyrax out. I like that these guys are gonna look really good together. Sector and Cyrax are almost seen exclusively with each other all the time. So this is a really good look. The Cyber Ninjas actually look really great. I like it. I like it a lot. Also, one thing I want to talk about, a couple things I forgot actually. You do get extra head parts for the hair. And also, I wanted to test out Smoke's effects on this guy to make it look like if he was malfunctioning or any cool kind of issue like that. Actually, yep, fits in just fine. So if you want to do like the smoky like malfunction or like make your own version of Sector, you can actually add those smoke effects with no problem. So voila. These guys look great together. So now let's compare it to some other Mortal Kombat stuff. Here he is with the Mortal Kombat 3 version of Scorpion. These guys actually fit in a better size than the older stuff. Here he is with the older Sub-Zero, as we now get the newer one. For those of you that have missed out on this one, there is a new one coming. So here's your chance. You can see the older Sub-Zero is a little bit smaller proportion-wise. It just doesn't add up with the newer stuff. But you can make it work in some fighting scenes. Here we are with Baraka. And Baraka works out pretty well with his tiny head and muscular body. Then we have, for a larger character, I'm going to do Goro, who by far is now still the tallest character there is for the Storm stuff so far, which now includes Bane. So you can see Goro doesn't even fit on, but he is still gigantic. Now we're going to compare with some other lines, some mix and match, so you guys can see what's going down. Let's move Baraka over. Here we are, SH Figuarts Kuga. And as you know, the SHF stuff is pretty tiny compared to the Storm stuff, it's much bigger. Here we are with a Mythic Legions Balam. Then we have a DC Essentials Cheetah. So for those of you that are going to do your Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, the DC Essential stuff actually is a very good size for these guys, so keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to do a Marvel Legends Captain America. So Cap is tiny compared to these guys. A Mafex Deadpool. We're going to do a Lightning Collection Hasbro Red Ranger and an Articulated Icons Ninja. Now you can see what those guys look like. We have a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. A 1000 Toys Dante. Okay, the 1000 Toys now has another scale. They fit a little bit bigger than their previous stuff. We're going to do a Mezco 112 Gomez. And just to see what they look like with some bigger Mythic Legion stuff, here is an Ogre Kurzok. So voila. All in all, I've loved the Cyber Ninjas. I'm glad to finally complete them. Really looking forward to getting some other stuff as well, but the Cyber Ninjas are right now a personal favorite. So I can't wait to do some cool stuff with them. Hopefully I won't get too bloody. In the meantime, guys, I hope you found it informative. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, guys, do good, be good, drink your water. Later. One thing I want to add to the ending of the video for Sector is that I made a mistake. So the top part that I mentioned for the Fatality, you can edge it through. It's just very tough. I suggest you very much do heat it up. I didn't want to apply pressure to it because I didn't want to break it. But it turns out you can get right over that groove and you can do the full-fledged Fatality. So I apologize for the misdirection before, but I found the answer. So here's that. Thank you. Later, guys.